What if your vibrant art held the power to save or doom your village? Dive into a spellbinding tale of magic, courage, and community in the enchanting realm of Eldoria. Meet Liora, a talented artisan who discovers that her tapestries weave more than mere stories. They conceal the key to an ancient curse threatening everything she loves. As darkness looms on the horizon, the stakes have never been higher. With a malevolent sorcerer bent on chaos, will Liora's bravery and artistic gifts be enough to protect her home? Join her on this breathtaking adventure filled with unexpected alliances and harrowing choices. This is Chapter 1 of the Gleaming Veil. Let the journey begin.
Chapter 1. The Gathering Shadows. Liora sat at her wooden loom, her fingers deftly maneuvering vibrant threads as she carefully stitched a vivid tapestry. The colorful fibers intertwined under her skilled hands, each stroke echoing the story she cherished. Her focused expression revealed her passion for her craft, embodying her role as an artisan responsible for weaving the tales of her village. As she worked, she hummed softly to herself, creating a rhythm that wove through the air, mirroring the dance of her fingers. The workshop, though cluttered with supplies and half-finished creations, felt like a sanctuary, a space where her imagination took flight. With each thread added, Liora felt the weight of her community upon her, the joys and sorrows of their lives reflected in her art. Today, her heart swelled with excitement as she prepared for the upcoming festival, eager to share her latest creations with the villagers. The vibrant colors in her tapestry sparkled in the soft sunlight filtering through the window, illuminating the loves and losses captured in the fabric. Taking a moment to admire her work, Liora couldn't help but wonder if it would resonate with those who viewed it. Would they see the beauty and the emotions she poured into each stitch? Would her creations truly matter in the grand scheme of their struggles and triumphs? These thoughts coursed through her mind as she embraced the familiar routine. Yet a flicker of anxiety lingered in the back of her heart, hinting at uncertainties that lay ahead. The walls of the sanctuary were adorned with finished tapestries, each piece depicting tales of love, loss, and local legends that resonated deeply with the villagers. Sunlight streamed through the window, illuminating the dust particles that danced in the air, giving the space an ethereal quality. Liora paused to take it all in, a swell of pride rising within her. Each tapestry told a story, a reflection of the lives intertwined within her community. She felt a familiar tug at her heart as she picked out a piece that captured a particularly poignant moment, the colors blending to evoke the bittersweet memories of their shared history. Yet, as she admired her work, a shadow of doubt crept in, whispering that perhaps she hadn't quite captured the depth of emotion that the villagers deserved. Shaking her head to dispel the thoughts, she reminded herself that her craft was a work in progress, each tapestry a step towards mastering her art. Marin entered the sanctuary, her presence a warm embrace in the cool air. She carried a basket filled with fresh herbs and vibrant flowers, their scents weaving through the room like a comforting melody. As she approached, her eyes sparkled with pride, taking in Liora's latest creation hanging on the wall. "You've outdone yourself this time," she remarked, her voice rich with encouragement. Liora looked up, a smile breaking through her earlier doubts. "Thank you, Marin. I just hope it resonates with everyone at the festival." Marin chuckled softly, shaking her head. "Every thread you weave carries the pulse of this village. They will see that and more." Their bond was palpable, rooted in years of shared passion for art and the stories it could tell. Liora felt her confidence swell as Marin encouraged her to embrace her creativity fully, a reminder of the power she held in her craft. As they discussed her latest work, Liora's doubts began to surface. "What if my art doesn't capture the depth of what we all feel?" she admitted, her voice laced with vulnerability. Marin's expression softened, sensing the weight Liora carried. Art doesn't need to be perfect, dear. It needs to be honest. Speak your truth through your craft and the rest will follow. Liora sighed, a mix of frustration and longing in her eyes. I want to do more, to create something that truly moves people, but sometimes I feel stuck. Marin stepped closer, placing a reassuring hand on Liora's shoulder. Every artist faces obstacles. What matters is your willingness to push through them. Trust in your journey. Liora met Marin's gaze, and for a moment, the world outside faded away. She felt a flicker of hope ignite within her, but the storm of uncertainty still lingered just beneath the surface. I'll try to remember that, she murmured, feeling the warmth of her mentor's faith settle in her heart. Inspired by Marin's words, Liora returned to her loom with renewed determination. She gathered her materials, focusing on the vibrant threads that spoke to her of hope and resilience. With each strand she wove, she envisioned the tapestry as a celebration of their village's spirit, threading together the stories of love and unity that defined their lives. Her fingers moved with purpose. The rhythm of her work soothing the lingering doubts that had plagued her moments before. As she wove, Liora's thoughts drifted to the upcoming festival. A swell of excitement bubbled within her at the prospect of sharing her creation with the community. With every stitch, she poured her heart into the fabric, infusing it with warmth and a promise of connection. Determined to let her art resonate with those who would see it. As the sun dipped below the horizon, casting a warm glow over the workshop, Liora felt a renewed sense of purpose. With her tapestry nearing completion, she surveyed her surroundings, the vibrant colors reflecting her determination and creativity. Nothing could deter her now. She was ready to present her work to the village. Marin returned, her presence reassuring, as she admired Liora's progress, a proud smile lighting up her face. You've captured something special, she remarked, eyes sparkling with encouragement. Liora's heart swelled at the compliment, and a newfound confidence buoyed her spirit, solidifying her commitment to share her art with the world. Chapter 2. The Path of Unity. Liora stood in the bustling marketplace, the vibrant colors and lively sounds enveloping her as she made her way through the crowds. Stalls overflowed with handmade goods, the air fragrant with spices and local delicacies, creating an atmosphere of excitement and anticipation for the upcoming festival. She observed vendors engaging with customers, laughter spilling from every corner. But amidst the joy, a flicker of doubt surfaced in her mind as she thought about her own tapestries. Would the villagers embrace her work as much as they did these colorful wares? Determined to find her place, Liora approached a stall showcasing exquisite pottery, drawn in by the artistry and craftsmanship displayed before her. As she admired the pieces, she struck up a conversation with the vendor, a sturdy woman with kind eyes, hoping to gain insights about providing her art to the community. As Liora engaged in conversation with the pottery vendor, she felt a warm sense of connection forming. The vendor shared tips about showcasing art at the festival, emphasizing the importance of presentation and storytelling. People are drawn to what speaks to their hearts. Don't just show them a tapestry, tell them why it matters, the vendor advised, her tone passionate and genuine. Liora listened intently, taking mental notes as the vendor described how she connected her work to the rich history of their village. Feeling inspired, Liora nodded, appreciating the insight that would help her weave the stories of her art into the fabric of the community. With newfound determination, she resolved to share the heart behind each tapestry, hoping to resonate with the villagers and create a lasting impact. After finishing her conversation with the vendor, Liora continued to explore the market, her mind buzzing with ideas. As she wandered through the bustling stalls, she spotted familiar faces, friends and neighbors who had come to join in the festivities. They greeted her with smiles and friendly waves. But Liora also noticed a few skeptics in the crowd, glancing at her artisanship with narrowed eyes. A sense of unease washed over her as she wondered how her work would be received. But she pushed the thought aside, focusing on the present and the vivid energy around her. Stopping at a stall selling beautifully crafted textiles, Liora couldn't help but admire the intricate patterns, each piece full of life and history. She approached the vendor, eager to learn about their techniques, thinking about how she could integrate their approach into her own unique style. As Liora engaged with the textile vendor, she felt a wave of inspiration wash over her. The vendor shared stories of their craft, explaining the significance of each pattern and how it reflected the history of their people. "Every thread tells a story," the vendor said, her eyes shining with passion. "And weaving them together is like bringing our past into the present." Liora listened, captivated by the stories, realizing that she could draw a parallel with her own work. "Do you think the villagers will understand the stories behind my tapestries?" Liora asked, a hint of anxiety creeping into her voice. The vendor smiled knowingly. "It's your responsibility to share those stories. Connect with them, and they'll see your heart in every stitch." Feeling empowered by the advice, Liora nodded, committed to embracing the narrative behind her creations, as she prepared for the festival. With renewed determination, Liora left the stall, inspired by the vendor's words. The atmosphere of the market buzzed with anticipation, and she felt a spark of excitement igniting within her. As she navigated the stalls, she began to envision her tapestry as more than just fabric. It would be a story, a reflection of their village's history and emotions. It was time to blend her artistry with the narratives she had absorbed, to create something truly meaningful for the upcoming festival. Determining to incorporate familiar symbols and themes that resonated deeply within her community, Liora's heart raced with purpose. She envisioned her tapestry hanging prominently at the festival, drawing people in and sparking conversations about their shared experiences and traditions. As the sun began to set, casting a golden hue over the marketplace, Liora felt a sense of clarity wash over her. She made her way back to her workshop, her mind racing with ideas for her tapestry. Once inside, she spread the materials across her loom, feeling the vibrant threads come to life beneath her fingertips. With each color she chose, she thought about the stories and emotions interwoven in the fabric of their village, focusing on the themes of love, unity, and resilience. Liora took a deep breath, letting the excitement fuel her creativity as she began to weave, her fingers moving with purpose and confidence. Every stitch was infused with the intention to honor her community, and in that moment, she felt an unwavering commitment to share their stories with the world. Chapter 3. The Trials of Trust. Liora stood at the edge of the village, her heart racing as she prepared for the festival. The streets were alive with activity, filled with laughter and the chatter of her neighbors, each busy setting up their stalls, arranging decorations, and sharing excitement for the coming celebrations. Colorful banners fluttered in the gentle breeze, and the scent of roasted meats and sweet pastries wafted through the air, enveloping her senses. Despite the festive atmosphere, a flicker of doubt returned, whispering in her mind about the reception her tapestry might receive. She glanced at the other artisans, feeling a mix of admiration and trepidation, wondering if she could truly stand among them with her work. But then she took a deep breath, reminding herself of her resolve, and stepped forward into the crowd, determined to share her creation with the world. As Liora walked through the bustling marketplace, her eyes danced around the colorful stalls filled with crafts, food, and laughter. She marveled at the variety of offerings, intricately designed pottery, vibrant textiles, and aromatic foods that filled the air with warmth and nostalgia. With each step, her heart raced, her anticipation building as she approached where her tapestry would be displayed. Nearby, a group of friends welcomed her with cheerful waves, drawing her into their discussions about their latest creations and plans for the festival. She felt the warmth of friendship enveloping her, and for a moment, the weight of her earlier doubts lifted. Engaging in their lighthearted banter, Liora was reminded of the strength that came from their shared experiences, reinforcing the importance of community in her life and art. As she mingled with the crowd, Liora spotted a familiar face, the local historian, seated at a table adorned with scrolls and artifacts from the village's past. Intrigued, she approached, eager to learn about the history that might enrich her tapestry. "Good day, Liora. You've come to showcase your work, I see," the historian said with a warm smile, her eyes glimmering with enthusiasm. "Yes, I want to weave the stories of our village into my tapestry," Liora replied, excitement bubbling within her. "But I would love to hear more about our history to inspire me." The historian nodded, pleased by Liora's eagerness. "Stories are the backbone of our art. Let me share some of the legends we hold dear. They might guide your work in beautiful ways." As they spoke, Liora absorbed every word, inspired by the rich tapestry of tales that shaped her community, igniting a fire within her to weave those narratives into her creation. Liora listened intently as the historian recounted tales of love, bravery, and tragedy that shaped their village. She felt each story resonate deeply, fueling her creativity as she envisioned how to incorporate these themes into her tapestry. "Every thread, every stitch can honor those who came before us," the historian emphasized, her voice filled with conviction. As the stories flowed, Liora's excitement sparked, and she began to imagine her work as a living piece of their shared history, a narrative that connected past and present. "Can you help me understand more about the symbolism in our folklore?" Liora asked, eager to ensure authenticity in her representation. The historian nodded enthusiastically, diving deeper into the meanings behind each tale, reinforcing Liora's purpose and igniting her passion for storytelling through her art. After their enlightening conversation, Liora felt invigorated as she prepared to return to her workshop. The tales of the historian danced in her mind, and she couldn't wait to incorporate the symbolism into her tapestry. She stepped back into the vibrant atmosphere of the market, the sounds of laughter and music mixing with her thoughts, creating a harmonious backdrop. Liora felt a sense of urgency. It was time to translate those stories into colorful threads, weaving into her fabric the very essence of her community's spirit. As she approached her workshop, determination surged within her. This creation would not just be art, but a celebration of heritage and friendship. With every step, she envisioned the vibrant colors and intricate patterns that would bring the stories to life, fueling her passion as she anticipated the festival ahead. Once back in her workshop, Liora set to work immediately, the threads before her seeming to hum with potential. She carefully selected vibrant colors, each one representing the stories she had just learned, ready to infuse them with life and meaning. The loom felt familiar beneath her hands, yet today it felt different. Today, it felt like a vessel for her village's collective heart. With each stitch, Liora wove in the symbols and themes from the tales. Picturing the villagers gathering around her tapestry at the festival, their faces lighting up with recognition and pride. The rhythmic motion was both calming and invigorating, driving her to channel not just her skill, but the essence of her community into her work. As the sun began to set, she stepped back to admire her progress, a sense of fulfillment washing over her. She was stitching together bonds of heritage, hope, and love, ready to share them with all who would see.